Hi, welcome to this first analysis that we are going to do, that is the horizontal analysis. And as the name suggests, we are going to analyze between this column and this column, that is horizontally. Okay, now it is also known as trend analysis and it's look more techy, so we'll use the name trend analysis only. So it is basically looking at trends over time on various financial statement line items. Okay, now, if you a company will look at one period and then compare it to another period, usually the previous year is compared, and most of the time a base year concept is taken. I'll tell you what a base year is later on. For example, yeah, if a company want to compare its sales from their current year sales to the previous year, if the company wants to track its expenses from previous year, if the company wants to track its profit from previous year, so this looks quite obvious. And yeah, let's go on and carry it on. What is a base year? A base year is something that does not have any abnormal items in it. Suppose, for example, there's a company called Apple, and Apple Incorporation has a go down fire, that is, it has burnt half of its stock in a loss due to fire. So that will not be considered as a base year because it has some abnormal loss which was not meant to happen in the normal course of business. Okay, and same goes the other ways, that is, if the company has some abnormal profit, that is a profit due to increase in the market trend. Suppose, yeah, there's a the same company Apple, and as the internet can go anyway, so there's a new trend of just repurchasing the iPhone 4 again. Okay, so it is only a trend and it is an abnormal profit which is only due to the current market scenario of just increase in demand of iPhone 4. Hence, that is an abnormal profit and will not be considered, and that year will not be considered as base year. So base year is basically everything that is, well, I'll write it for you. So base year equal to normal profits and loss. Okay, so that is basically considered as the year of comparison that you can really look on to, because in normal circumstances you can have this much profit, in normal circumstances you can have this much loss. Okay, so most of the company uses the concept of base year while comparing the financial statement, that is, they have some normal year to compare to. Now let's move forward and see how can we do horizontal analysis. Okay, okay, yeah, so let's move on. Opening the sheet right here, it says how to do horizontal analysis. We have to create two columns right here, that is, I already have created them though, hence I'll not be doing the trouble of doing it again. Okay, so the first one is dollar change. Dollar change is the difference between current year minus previous year, that is the amount change or dollar change or rupee change, whatever country you belong to. This is an American balance sheet looks like. So the dollar change is equal to, put a formula, that is this minus this. Okay, why do I have such fonts? Just a second. 20. Okay, yeah, right. So the formula is equal to 1,20,000 minus 1 lakh. Okay, so the change in amount is 20,000. Now how do you calculate the percentage change? Okay, do you know how to do it? Well, I'll just put the percentage first and then, okay, let it be that way only so that it will not confuse you. That is this amount right here, that is the change amount divided by change amount is 20,000 divided by the base year rate, that is the previous year amount. the total figure. Okay, into 100, enter. Yeah, right here you can see the change in percentage, that is 1 lakh is changed positively by 20%, hence increasing to 1,20,000. If you still did not get it, you can get it right here, that is 1 lakh plus 1 lakh into 120%, 1,20,000. Okay, so this has basically increased by 120%, or there is a change of 20%. Okay, let's try the another one and hopefully you will get it. Cost of goods sold equal to this minus this. How much change is there? There is an increase in the cost of goods sold, that is the COGS. Okay, the selling amount, the goods that are sold, its cost, the cost of the goods that are sold. Okay, 50,000 and it has changed to 60,000. Hence the increase is 10,000. Now can you calculate the percentage increase? Well, I can't. 10 divided by 50 and tell me if I am doing it right, into 100. So why are we calculating change from previous year, not from current year? Because that is the base year, that is the year that we have to compare it with. Okay, hence the percentage is, okay, I'll just put on the percentage sign right now, that is percentage of 200. Okay, nope, yeah, right here. As I have applied the Excel formula of percentage, hence I don't need to multiply it by 100, that is it will automatically multiply it by 100. Good guy Excel. This divide by 50,000. Okay, there is a 20% change right here. Okay, now what is the change in gross profit? Let's do this sheet fast by copying that formula. If you want, you can take your own time and go slow by without copying, so that if you did not understand even a bit, you will get it. Right here you can see there is a decrease in interest expenses, that is 3,000 to 2,000. Hence there is looks like a decrease of 50%. Yeah, by the way, I have this inbuilt feature in me where I can calculate all this pretty fast, and yeah, basically it's because of practice only, I guess, or maybe some inbuilt feature. Yeah, okay, looks like something went wrong or something. What? Okay, so yeah, 3,000 to 2,000, hence there is a decrease of 33%. So yeah, you see that that feature is not inbuilt in me. So yeah, jokes apart, I'll tell you what the analysis says right here. That is, suppose you have a company right here, that is the Hallmark Incorporation, and oops, yeah, I'll do the formatting later on. So the basic trends that shows is there is an increase in net sales from previous year of to 20%. Okay, accepted. There is a there is an increase in cost of goods sold, that is also 20%, that is in line with net sales, and hence the gross profit is also increased by 20%. Okay, pretty much acceptable because these both are consistent with this. So this column looks okay. Yeah, you are the management, you are the CEO, and you have passed it. Rent expenses, let's check out on the expenses right now. So rent expenses have increased 10%, pretty much inflation, acceptable. Depreciation expense has increased 44%. Okay. So one thing that you should note is depreciation has increased, hence there should be a parallel increase of what? What do you say? There should be a parallel increase of fixed asset. Yes. Okay. If there is not a parallel increase of fixed asset, then this depreciation is something that we need to question, and hence I'll write this depreciation here so that when we move on to the balance sheet, we can compare the fixed asset, that is equipment has increased. Okay, equipment has increased 25% only. Yeah, right here we can see, but yeah, we'll see that in the next one. Salary expenses, oops, 80%. Okay, this is also a big change. And why do we have this big change? Hence, this column invites that we need to check in detail the salaries of all the employees, and we need to check if there is an increment in the number of employees, or if there is an increment in the salary amount. But right here you can see, even if there is an increment, I'll tell you an analysis. Even if the salary has increased by 80%. So what is the basic concept of business? To earn profit. And if we are paying salary, we are not paying salary to fill the mouth of the employees, to fill the employee's mouth and to fill the mouth of the employee's family. Okay, we are paying him salary to expect a fair return. So like here you can see there is an 80% increase in the salary of an employee, while the profits have only increased by 20%. So this raises a big question on the quality of the employees that the company has. Okay, so these are my personal analysis, and yeah, there might be something more beyond to it, but that is what it looks prima facie. Hence these are the sections that invite more audit. Okay, so this is basically auditing only. After we have analyzed, we are auditing. So yeah, utility expense have also increased by 67%. Okay, looks like there is a steep rise in all these indirect expenses because of salary, depreciation and utility expenses. Interest expense. Okay, so operational income, that is the that is increasing on only 13%. Because of this should be 20%. Okay, just because of we have raised excess amount of expenses, and looks like they are very unreasonable, like paying salary to employees that are not giving us enough returns. That is what it looks like. Hence this 13%, this 20% is now decreased to 13%. Okay, wait a second, this 20% is now decreased to 13%. So that's a big question right here because of all these expenses. Moving forward, what do we have? Next in line we have, what is here, interest expenses, 33% decrease. Okay, so this also should raise a question. And why should it raise a question? Because it is good? Nope. This should raise a question on the previous year. That is, we should check the loan amount and check the amount that is outstanding to the public. And if there is a parallel increase in this amount, then it is acceptable. Or if there is a decrease in the interest rate, then it is acceptable. Okay. So everything that is on the far extreme should attract your attention. Okay, it should not be like that. If it is good, you should let it go, because there might be something fishy in the previous year or in some of the deals that have taken beyond the tables. Income tax expenses 20%, that is the correct expense because the sales have increased by 20%. So this right here does not needs any auditing. I'll write it down for you. Okay, you can see right here, this is 20%. This is constantly and comparatively in line with the net sales. That is properly okay. So looks very fine. But if you consider the operating income, that is the amount we are paying tax on, this can be raised questions on. And net income increases 17%. That is also okay. So you'll always have these many figures to audit. Okay, suppose you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 figures to audit, and this is a real life concept that can be applied anywhere in your life. Now we are humans and we have limited time, so we need to invest in time in those things which can give us more return. Now obviously, if you'll prioritize it, the first rank that should be rank analysis. Okay, let's rank them. Rank. Okay, and the rank should be, first one should be this should be second one, this should be third one, this is fourth, and yeah, this can be fifth if you want. Okay, so you are getting my point now. uh, as you are the CEO of the company, you don't have much time to look into each one of them, although you should. But instead of investing time in the fifth rank, you could have done something else that could have give you much more return than this. Okay, so you should always rank them and then audit. That is a much more smart way, and that is my personal experience. Okay, let's move forward to the balance sheet.